and go. I come back and pay you. I thank God when you say your back. But praise is something that we do, whether we like it or not, whether we want it or not. Is God very wicked or very good? Nobody answers. May I tell you something? God is not wicked. Because when you are praising God in that bad situation, bad circumstance, it will begin to change the situation, change the circumstance to be a blessing in the name of Jesus Christ. That's who God is. It does not change. Now, praise is a medium by which God doeth wonders. Praise attracts miracles from God, signs and wonders, as in the case of Joshua and the wall of Jericho in the book of Joshua in chapter 6. God commanded that servant of God to do the most stupid things on earth. He said, every day, Joshua, every day, do not fight the people, but carry the whole of Israel, the priests in front. Make una begin to sing like mumu. Begin to do what? Sing like a mumu. 7 times when I go around the walls of Jericho. And 7 times they will come and sing. The people are looking at them. Mumu people. Just they dance for you. No, we look at the dance, Joe. And they dance. And they sabi how to dance. Oh, but if you see this dance, they did not know that God was telling them. As they were dancing round and round and round for those 7 days, foundation of the walls of the wall of Jericho was doing what? Was being broken down. God was sinking underground well for the entire walls of Jericho by himself. You know, one day I asked the Holy Spirit a question. I said, you made the wall to disappear. How? He said, I sunk ground. I made openings there. So that the thing will stay there. And he told them, on the 7th day, carry yourself and everybody. The priests in front. The Levites in front. Those who are praising God ahead of the priest, sorry. And the next thing that happened, they shouted unto the Lord, and the entire walls of Jericho didn't break down, but sunk into the ground. It sank into the ground. God sank the entire wall. I listened to a man of God, and he said that history has it that the wall of Jericho is about 7 horses, 7 horsemen put together. That means the wall of Jericho, if you put 7 horses here, horse 1 with the person on top, horse 2, horse 3, horse 4, 5, 6, it means it will pass this place. Have you ever seen a horse before? You know, horse is very big. Then, that wall, the type of dynamite that they would have required to break it down in those days was not yet produced. But God has supernatural dynamite that swallowed down the entire walls of Jericho. Whatever seemed to be a wall of Jericho in the living ark, in the life of his servant and his loved one, in your own life too. Today, as we praise God, those walls will sink in the name of Jesus Christ. Perhaps they say they will not give you, they will not help you. You know, somebody have told me to my face before, he said, I will not do like this. I don't go do it. I said, I don't go do it. But I understood something. I didn't bother myself because it was the person that would be the only person that could have done that. And I engaged myself like I told you before, in several levels of thanksgiving upon thanksgiving upon thanksgiving upon thanksgiving. 7,000 times I gave thanks to God. The first day I began the thanksgiving, my wife did thanksgiving with us. What were we praying for? We were praising or giving God thanks so that we can leave my sitting room and go to where? A hall not far from my house. The owner said, no way. I said, no way. But you go change your voice. I went into thanksgiving. Around after 10, we started by 6. My wife said, one go peace. I said, go peace, come. And she go peace like that till the Thanksgiving ended after 2 days into the 3rd day. I did not move. I sat down there thanking God. Father, I thank you for giving us so thing. Number 1, I write it down. Father, I thank you for giving us so thing. Number 2, write that. Father, I thank you for giving us so thing. Number 3, till 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. And what? 1,000. Then, that 1,000 times to 7,000. All the spit within my mouth finish. The saliva finish. 2 days, I was still saying it. It was the 3rd day, around to 6 in the evening, was when the whole thing ended. Then I got up. My waist, I could not stand up very well. Because I sat down on the ground and put pillow under me. At the time my back pained me, I put pillow at the back. But I was still giving God thanks. Whatever is not painful cannot bring you gains. Understand God. We are in the month of sacrificial praise. In case you do not understand praise, I will use the negative supernatural to explain to you in the positive supernatural what praise actually means. Praise will yield to you and I on the basis of our what? Understandings. In the first service, I explained something. I said there was a burial of a great native doctor within around Horace here, and the eve of the burial, people gathered. People like himself gathered from different locations. Around to 12, the music changed. And the Son of Man happened to be somewhere. I will not tell you where. In that location where I was, I could see every picture. Then when the music changed, I forgot in the first service, some of them put leaf in their mouth. And they tie rags with their small boxers and etc. When the organ makes some talk, carry one leg up like this, music starts. They began to do what? The atmosphere began to change. It be like say rain won't rain, but no be rain. It be like say sun won't come, but no be sun for night. And the atmosphere was changing and crawling with evil. When they mention the name of that one go jump out. You know how he was jumping out? He was jumping out in the bodies of the priests. And they were all dancing different kind of dance. Then the dance increased. As the dance increased, the atmosphere became charged, overcharged. Everybody was not demonstrating the power of his God. Even that side, no go see. No need to hear that side. But the most important thing is that they brought down the presence of Satan in diverse colors. I said in the first service, I said, run. I said, one fall for ground, it moved like, now, nothing the moon like that. Serpent. He got up again. That's why I saw somebody dancing and was doing somersault. The leg no touch ground. Now, that is the negative supernatural operating. Now, in the kingdom of God, Psalm 22 in verse 3 said, God inhabits the praises of his own people. This morning, we want to bring down the presence of God in this assembly. In the first service, they did not inform me on time before I explained everything and entered the time of praise. And they wanted to do something. The reason for which they were praising that their God was to move some evil spirits from some place, from this place to another place. And every devil was naming his price. But the devil said something, somehow, somewhere. He said there's something around where they watch. But it not be part of us. So. I was somewhere watching, sitting down somewhere with one paint bucket. I saw that the paint bucket was going to give me away. I go find stone. Those stone, no, they make noise. That paint bucket, they make noise. I sat down on the stone and looked where. Then I came back here and made some notes. From that day, my eyes opened to what is called praise. And I said, these people did not pray any prayer. They only began to play music. And things began to change. I say in Christianity, the Bible explains something. But I don't think I grasped it until that minute. I don't care about the obstacle in your life, in your family, in your business, in your career. So long as you can praise God today, that obstacle will fall in the name of Jesus Christ. Do you know one thing? The Holy Spirit reminded me of something. I wrote it down that night. He said, the problem I have with my children, they are ashamed to dance for me in my house. When they do burial, and some people go dance for burial. Amen. That somebody I've been inviting to come to church. Never come to church, but all the burials around this side, now they see them. They go dance. And a young man. And they see him. No calling him, no. Well-known young man. Any burial, I'm going to open dance. And it's a bit dance. Go back on church now. He said, go come. May I say something to us? Every time you don't know what to do anymore, please switch over to praise. Nothing could have pulled down the walls of Jericho without what? The assistance of God. In the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 20, you can get home and read the whole of Joshua, chapter 6. I don't have time to read all this. If I begin to break it down now, we'll sit down here. 2 Chronicles, chapter 20. I'm just breaking it down for you. A man of God called Jehoshaphat came face to face with Satan. 3 nations gathered together to finish the whole of Judah and did not know what to do. You had to go to the priest of the Lord in those days. And the priest of the Lord said, wait, let me ask God what thing we go do. Because already 3 nations to fight one small community. Now lie, then go destroy them. I don't know the obstacles you are facing in your office, in your career, in your education, in your family, in your husband or your wife's house. I don't know. Whether it's also in your business. But if you understand praise, you will be able to press the necessary buttons to get yourself out of that situation quickly in the name of Jesus Christ. May I tell you something? The most effective of all praises is the midnight praise. Hello? Why didn't they carry that spirit or the spirit in the daytime? Anybody have answer? They did not carry those evil spirits in the daytime. They carried the evil spirit why? In the night. They began the music by 12. Are you understanding praise at all? 12 midnight praise is the most effective praise on earth. That's when I used to like to praise God. This is the month of sacrificial praise. Our praise this month will take another dimension. We will sweat it out here. Something must happen in this crusade. Me, I will no longer do crusade where God will give me souls. I will not find them again. I'll be visiting them only. Visitation pastor. Visitation. How far now? God don't do like this for me. God don't do like that. Welcome church. Don't worry. I go soon come. We are never going to have it anymore. So this time around, whatever is at stake, God will break it all. In the name of Jesus Christ. Jehoshaphat cried unto God. There are challenges that you and I cannot carry. All you need is grace. You know that when God comes, he comes with his power, not with your power. It's true. No longer with your power. In 2 Chronicles chapter 20, in verse 12, oh God, our God, will thou not judge them? For we have no might against this great company that cometh against us. Neither praise is an inner cry unto God. I don't know what to do again. Help me. Just like a son will run to the father and say, Papa, don't they win me? In 2 Chronicles 20 again, from verse 22 to 23, God gave them the solution. Whatever requires God requires praise. Prayer can fail, but you see, praise, it has never failed and will never fail until God returns again. The Satan has deceived Christians to look down on praise and pray more. He knows that some people do not know how to pray well. So you pray and pray and pray and get no result. When we say praise, you go say praise. Now this dance, when I go dance like this, shake my waist, I shake my body, now I go walk this thing. You know, I don't agree. But I know the dance is, and the dance don't work anything. It's a lie. Satan does not want you to understand that when you are dancing in the nightclub and dancing in God's house, there are two different things. Okay, look at it now. Those men that night, were they not dancing before? They dance now. But there was a different dance they danced that night.